Hello and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are doing something a little bit different.
Indeed.
Usually we take a stack of articles or, a book and we explore a concept, but today, looking at the source material in front of us, we are essentially stepping into a gym. This is an active training session.
It is time to get serious. We are putting aside abstract theory for a moment and looking at the absolute mechanics of your life.
Yeah.
The agenda today, based on these course materials, is the routine.
It sounds deceptively simple, doesn't it? Just what you do every day. But as we comb through the notes and the lesson plan for this, we realize that describing your day is actually, it's a minefield for beginners. So many small traps.
It is a minefield. The goal here is to describe the daily cycle from morning to night. But the source text, it describes it in a very interesting way. It calls the routine a march.
I love that image. It's so universal. It's not a dance, it's a march.
It is. Think about the rhythm of it. Listen to the beat of your own life. The alarm rings. You open your eyes, you stand up, you drink coffee, you go to work. It is relentless.
It happens every single day. It is your life. But the big question the material asks, and this is the challenge for you, the listener, is can you actually describe that cycle in English?
And can you do it without sounding like a robot?
Right. And can you do it correctly?
Because if you tell your story with the wrong verbs or in the wrong order, the picture gets confused. As the guide points out, if you get the sequence wrong, you end up eating breakfast in the shower.
Which is definitely not how you want to start your day.
Yeah.
So before we jump into the logic of this, I really want to highlight the core philosophy for this session. It's written right here at the top of the training guide. Connection, not perfection.
A vital rule. Perhaps the most important rule.
Right. It says you don't need to be perfect. You just need to connect. So as you listen to us today, relax. We want you to speak. We want you to try, but don't worry about being perfect.
Agreed. However, we must strive for accuracy where it counts. So let us unpack the logic of the routine. We start with what the material calls the morning battle.
The morning battle. I think everyone knows this feeling. This is that hazy, difficult time right when the day starts. And our sources point out a very specific confusion here between two phrasal verbs.
Yes.
Learners mix them up constantly.
Yes. This is the difference between wake up and get up.
Yeah.
To a beginner or, well, even an intermediate speaker, they might seem interchangeable. They are not.
Okay, so let's break it down. What exactly is wake up according to the definitions we have here?
Woke up is strictly the moment of consciousness. It's mental. It is when your eyes open, the alarm rings, and you wake up. But, and this is the key distinction in the text, you are still in the bed. You are horizontal.
Okay, so wake up is the brain turning on. I'm awake, I'm looking at the ceiling, I'm probably dreading the alarm, but I haven't moved yet.
Precisely. You are conscious, but you are not active. Now contrast that with get up. Get up is physical. This is the moment your feet touch the floor. You are vertical. You are moving.
That is a huge distinction. I think a lot of people just combine them into one event, but they're two separate things.
They do combine them, and that is the error. Consider the difference in this sentence from our source material. It says, I wake up at 7.0, but I get up at 7.5.
Oh, that tells a whole story. That's a narrative right there. That's 15 minutes of hitting the snooze button or scrolling on your phone or just staring at the wall.
Exactly. Precision matters. If you say, I get up at 7 when you actually stay in bed until 7.15, you're lying to the listener. You are misrepresenting your reality.
I love that. It's about honesty in your routine. Okay, I want to try this. The guide suggests we use a repetition loop. Listener, I want you to try this with us. We need to lock in this difference. Eyes versus feet.
Good. I will say the phrase. I will leave a silence. You repeat it exactly as I say it. Do not just listen. Speak. Ready?
Let's do it.
I wake up at 7.
Go ahead, say it.
I get up at 7:15.
Did you hear the difference? One is the eyes, one is the feet. Let's do it one more time just to be sure.
I wake up at 7.
Your turn.
I get up at 7:15.
Excellent. Now, once you're up, you're vertical, you're moving. You need fuel. This brings us to the next logical rule in the routine. The guide calls this the have rule.
This one is fascinating because it corrects an instinct that almost every learner has. We are talking about food.
Right. The instinct is to use the verb to eat because, well, you are eating. You put food in your mouth.
True. But the text explains why this is a problem. If you say, I eat breakfast, grammatically, it is not illegal. It is a correct sentence.
But it sounds
robotic. It sounds biological.
like you're describing a scientific process. The human eats the toast.
Indeed. It lacks humanity. In natural English, we rarely say eat breakfast. We almost exclusively use the verb have.
So it's about the experience, right? It's a meal you possess in that moment. You have a good time. You have a meeting.
And you have breakfast.
Correct.
It implies the social context, the time spent, and the consumption. The rule is simple. We say have breakfast, we say have lunch, and we say have dinner.
I think we need to drill this one too, because eat breakfast is such a hard habit to break. It's so direct, but it's just not what we say.
It is not. Let us practice. Remember the loop. I speak, you repeat. Focus on the verb have.
Ready?
I have breakfast.
Say it.
I have lunch at noon.
Go on.
I have dinner with my family.
You got this.
Did you notice how that feels? I have dinner. It sounds much softer than I eat dinner.
It really does. So listener, if you take one thing away from this section, drop the word eat when you talk about your routine. Just have your meals. It immediately makes you sound more fluent.
Now, looking at the next section of our deep dive, we have some notes on the flow of the story. Because a list of facts is not a story.
Right. This is what I call the warmth. The source material warns against the robot list. If you just say, I get up, I have breakfast, I go to work, you sound like a computer program.
Executing code. Yes. We need flow. We need what the source calls bridge words.
Bridge words.
They act as the glue. They connect the isolated events into a timeline. Without them, your sentences are just lonely islands.
Exactly. The two big keywords the guide highlights here are then and after.
Simple words, but powerful.
Then implies the next step. So instead of that choppy version, I have a shower, I get dressed, you say, I have a shower, then I get dressed. It just feels smoother. It tells the listener one thing led to the other.
And after allows you to link the previous event to the current one. It creates a relationship between the events.
Right. After breakfast, I go to work. It tells the listener exactly where we are in the day relative to the last thing that happened.
Let's pause on work for a moment. There is a destination detail here that trips people up. The notes highlight a very specific preposition error.
Oh, the prepositions. The nightmare of every language learner.
They are difficult, but this one is consistent. We need to look at the nuance regarding where you go. You go to work.
To work.
Note there is no V. You do not go to the work. You go to work.
And here is the trap.
But if you talk about the building, the physical location, you go to the office.
Ah, that is a tricky little distinction. So work is the concept, the activity, the state of being employed. The office is the brick and mortar building.
Precisely. If you are a plumber, you go to work, but you likely do not go to the office. If you work from home, you go to work by walking to your desk, but you certainly don't go to the office.
Okay, let's practice that. I go to work. I go to the office.
Repeat after me. I go to work.
Your turn.
I go to the office.
One more time.
Good. Keep that distinction in mind. To work is the activity. To the office is the place.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. We've covered the morning battle wake versus get. We've covered the have rule for food. We have our bridge words, then and after. I think it's time to put this to the test.
I agree. It is time for the drill.
This is the part of the deep dive where we stop analyzing and start doing. We're going to use the 3-second rule that's mentioned in the training guide.
Here's how it works.
Yeah.
I will ask you a question about your routine. There will be silence for 3 seconds. You must answer aloud before I give the correct answer.
This is pressure, but it's good pressure. The research says that forcing your brain to recall information quickly is what builds fluency. So don't worry if you stumble. Connection, not perfection. Just try to beat the expert.
We will pace this slowly to give you time to think. Let us begin. Imagine it is morning. Visualize your room. The alarm clock is buzzing.
Okay.
Question 1. When do your eyes open? The prompt is 7:00.
You have 3 seconds. Go.
I wake up at 7.
Did you get it? Did you use wake up? Remember, you're still in bed.
Next question. You are now leaving the bed. Your feet touch the floor. What is the sentence? The prompt is 7.15.
Go.
I get up at 7:15.
Okay, good. You're standing up. Now we need to move the story forward.
Question 3. You need to wash. What do you do next? The prompt is shower. Use a bridge word.
Think about the glue. Go.
Then I have a shower.
Nice. Then I have a shower. Not eat a shower, please. And notice that bridge word, then.
Moving on.
Yep.
You are clean and dressed. What about food? The prompt is breakfast. Remember the rule about verbs.
Go.
I have breakfast.
Yes. I have breakfast, not I eat breakfast. Perfect.
Let us try one more to connect it all. You are leaving the house. Where are you going? The prompt is work. Use the bridge word after.
This is a complex one. Combine the bridge word and the destination. Go.
After breakfast, I go to work.
That was excellent. And did you catch the preposition? To work, not to the work.
Let us make it a little harder. Let's try that last one again, but this time, imagine you're going to the specific building. The prompt is the office. Use after.
Go.
After breakfast, I go to the office.
Perfect. Can we just loop that full sequence one time, just so they can hear the flow of it from start to finish?
Certainly. Listen to the rhythm. Listen to the march. I wake up at 7. Then I get up. Then I have a shower. I have breakfast. After breakfast, I go to work.
It sounds so natural when you put it together like that. It's not just a list anymore. It's a life. It has a beginning, a middle.
Yeah.
It has flow.
That is the goal. We want to move you from memorizing individual words to describing your reality.
And speaking of reality, we're reaching the end of our cycle for today. You've finished your day, you are back in bed, but looking at our lesson plan, the training does not end here. We have homework.
We do. And this is not the kind of homework you write down. This is an active challenge.
Oh, I love homework when I'm not the one doing it. What's the assignment?
It is a non-negotiable speaking task. Tomorrow morning, when you actually wake up, I want you to narrate your life. Real-time narration.
Okay, so like a sportscaster for my own life.
Exactly. As you open your eyes, say aloud, I wake up. As your feet hit the floor, say, I get up. As you drink your coffee, say, I have coffee.
Talk to yourself. I know it might feel weird, but the source material really emphasizes that this connects the English directly to the physical action. It bridges the gap between your brain and your body.
Precisely. If you do this, the words will stick.
Now, before we go, looking at the bottom of our source sheet here, there's a bit of a provocative thought to leave you with, something to keep you thinking until the next deep dive.
We have discussed your routine, the things you do every day. But this raises an important question. Do you do it every day?
Oh, that's interesting, because the routine implies consistency, but, life isn't always consistent.
Exactly. Do you wake up at 7:00 on Sundays? Do you go to work on Saturdays? Do you have breakfast every single morning? Or only sometimes?
So the routine isn't always a straight line. It changes. It depends on the day.
It does. And that introduces the concept of frequency. Always. Usually. Sometimes. Never.
And that is exactly what we are going to cover in our next deep dive, episode 18. We're going to tackle frequency so you can explain not just what you do, but how often you do it.
It is the logical next step.
Thank you so much for joining us on this training session. Remember, connection, not perfection. Keep practicing that morning march.
Indeed. Eyes open. Feet on the floor. Have a good day.
See you next time.
Goodbye.